All right, JSteele, Power 98.3. A legend, the iconic Xzibit is in the building.
What up, man? What's good?
You know what they told me? They
Yeah.
told me that when you sit down and talk to Xzibit,
Yeah.
he's a storyteller. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Xzibit actually has plenty of stories for days.
Yeah, I got some stories.
Well, I'm from the Midwest. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, cool.
But
All right.
I've been in Phoenix now for a couple of years, so I'm very interested to know. But before
Yes.
we get started,
Yeah.
tell me about some of your best Phoenix experiences.
Phoenix experiences. Well, I was born in Detroit.
Oh, we gonna talk about that too?
Yeah. I was born in the Midwest as well. And then, when I came out to the Southwest, I was fairly young. I was about 9, 10 years old when I moved to New Mexico.
We're gonna talk about that too.
So yeah, for sure. So I was out there and I would bounce back and forth, Phoenix, my parents actually, to be actually 100% accurate, my parents used to be like really like big Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
So there was like assemblies that they would have in Amarillo, Texas. They would have stuff here, so we move around to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just remember moving around and, hating life. But, that all that's changed.
I can see.
Yeah.
Well, we have quite a bit in common because I actually
Yes.
spent 3 years in Detroit, so
Okay.
very familiar with that area.
Yeah.
And before I moved to Phoenix, I lived in Albuquerque.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And so I know you have some New Mexico roots, man.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
feel like, I don't know if it's because of Breaking Bad, but New
Yeah.
Mexico gets a bad rep, and I don't understand, man. Like,
Yeah.
the people there, very diverse. There's culture, food is incredible, and they love Xzibit out there, man.
Really,
like,
that's
do you
dope.
get a chance to do a lot, in New Mexico?
Actually, to back into that question,
Yeah.
Yes, I do have a lot of friends and family there, like my high school friends that I'm still in contact with, lots of like friends there. But Albuquerque, I think, gets a bad rap because, when I was there, it wasn't as diverse, right? When I landed around like 84, 85 over there,
Yeah.
right? Not to date myself, but I was really, really young. And so, being one of the only people of color in my elementary school, there was like 4 of us.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot has changed. Like Rio Rancho, Taylor Ranch was like as far as the city went.
Yeah.
But now it expanded. It's a lot bigger than it was. So a lot of people from New York, a lot of people from back east looking to have a slower change of pace moved there. But when I was there was not anything for the youth to do. So it was like we can do a gang of drugs.
Yeah.
We can all crowd into one party, get hella drunk, and shoot at each other. That was like a Saturday night.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So it's kind of changed over here.
It's a lot has changed.
Yeah.
But again, I will never, like a lot of people back and forth, like it's this thing, right? So when I got to LA, I became who I became. My
Right.
sons were born there, my career started, everything is there. So Detroit, I left when I was 9, right? And then New Mexico, I was only there for like 7 years. So then there's just like this tug of war,
I
especially on my social media. Like,
Right.
nah, nigga, you from Detroit. Ah, nah, man, you from New Mexico. Ah, man, you from LA. It's like, listen, dude, let me simplify it for you. I was born in Detroit.
Yeah.
I was made in LA, but I feel like I got my friends and I was raised in New Mexico. What I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
So I'ma just
a
leave it
great
like
story,
that.
man.
Yeah, leave it like that so everybody's happy.
Well, speaking of being happy, I'm happy, and I think you're happy that you're back making music, man. You got
Yeah.
the project Kingmaker coming out
Yes.
March 28th.
Yes.
What's the idea and inspiration behind this album, man? Because I got a sneak peek of some of the artists that
Yeah.
are on this album.
Yeah.
First of all, you got Dre on the album.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because I know not everybody's heard the album. But tell me what you can tell me about the album.
Okay, so the album's called Kingmaker.
Yeah.
I haven't put out a record since 2012.
Right.
I feel like, especially the energy and what's happening, since everything that's happened since the pop-out concert, there's a lot of energy and momentum in the West Coast.
Yeah.
And so, feeling like I've been working on this album for a while and it just feels right. I don't rush anything now because I want the music that I put out to have some substance, integrity, and content that is, appropriate for what my voice is at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we put a lot of energy into making an album. I called it Kingmaker because it has nothing to do with royalty or wearing a crown or riches or, any kind of that. attitude. Kingmaker is the definition for me is being able to take everything that's made me successful.
Okay.
The keys to my kingdom, the attitudes, the moral compass, the self-discipline, the do's, the don'ts, the things that I've kind of used in order to get where I'm at. I put it in the best entertaining way possible through the music. Each one of these songs has something that has changed my life in it. Whether it's a sentence, whether it's a theme, whether it's a whole song about something. But each one of these things is vital to my success. So now I'm presenting it to the audience so they can do what they will with it. Henceforth making them successful, giving them the keys to their own kingdom.
That's incredible, man. And a lot of up and coming artists from the West Coast really kind of look at legends like yourself, as inspiration to kind of put on. And the West Coast has such a unique sound to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you mentioned, the popularity of Kendrick right now has kind of put the West Coast on the map. Do you think that was a long time coming? Of course, you have those West Coast anthems and those artists such as yourself that are known nationwide.
Right.
But now I feel like these cats are getting looked at more than ever before because of someone like a Kendrick. What do you think that is? Is it took a big moment to kind of get them to pay attention, or was it just now's the time? Like,
yeah, I think it's not just exclusive to the West Coast. I think it's the way we communicate now. Everybody's connected on the social media platforms, on all these cell phones and whatnot. Whereas before, you had to really make an investment of time, energy, and resources to get up and go get music.
Right.
You had to get in your car. You had to get dressed, get in your car, drive to a record store, look through the CDs, make sure the CD was there, buy it, and then you had to go and listen to it on something else. But now it's instantaneous. It's like you can go and click. You don't have to pay for it. You can listen to it for free. So now I think that people have become accustomed to immediate gratification. Just attention spans are short. They don't give things. They don't play records from the top to the bottom like we used to do.
Yeah, a lot of playlists.
So I don't think I think people are just driven to whatever's making the most noise. That can happen in the West Coast. That can happen in Atlanta. It can happen in Florida. It can happen. All these people are kind of sounding off at the same time. But I think what makes it special is that because of that, people have understood that. Listen, it's the authenticity of something when you hear it and it's real. It has a better feeling than something that's just got McDonald's fluff to it.
I know,
what I'm
exactly
saying?
what you're saying.
Yeah, so people are gravitating to the authenticity of the culture. And I think that is one of the things that's different between when streaming started and where we are now.
I mean, you make a great point.
Yeah.
All right, lead single, Shut Your Mouth. Yeah. We're playing it right here on Power 98.3.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Talk about it, man. How did it all come together? Of course, Compton AV, Butch Cassidy. How did that whole thing, is it who made the call? You made the call, like, get on this record? Whatever.
Yeah. I made all the calls for the record.
I figured.
You know what I'm saying? But the I wanted that song especially because Battle Cat is one of our greats as a producer. That sound will never die in my book. And there's millions and millions of people who love that sound that we created. If it didn't exist on the album at one, and I was like feeling the it was missing. So I went to get Battle Cat. I got Compton AV. And the interesting thing about the song is, you know who you expect to see me with.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to have a balance on the album. Not just all my friends and all the people, the legacy artists you heard me with, but I also wanted to open up my platform for artists that I feel are going to be carrying a torch in the next few years. Compton AV is one of those guys. He's really talented. He's really representing from a real cloth, and it was good to have that balance on the album of new artists that I think are going to shine, and people that I respect, and then people that you've already seen me with on legacy artists. Yeah.
Now, I mean, you've been in the game, man. 3 decades at this point.
Jesus, man.
Not to date you.
Yeah. I was 1 when I started, y'all. Fuck y'all.
Is there a different creative process now with this project than maybe from before? Like, are you, whether it came to, choosing the producers or, laying out the records that were going to be on the album, what was the process like specifically for Kingmaker?
Well, Kingmaker was different than any other record I've produced or been, or put out. My process of recording is different. My confidence in my subject matter and my purpose is different. When I first started my first records, I had a lot of self-doubt. I didn't understand who I was yet, but I was doing the best I could with the environments I had.
Sure.
I mean, I try to sum it up like this. If you cut down a tree and you see the rings, you can tell how old the tree is. But if you listen to my records in the same kind of idea, you can tell when I first came in at the Speed of Life. That was my first album. The song Paparazzi was on there. I was trying to tell the world how I felt about hip hop.
Right.
But I was also, fresh off the block. So I was kicking and screaming and what I'm saying? I was gun slapping and booty tapping and
right.
You know what I'm saying? And so then as you can see, you could tell like on third album when the money came and the environment changed and the mixes got better and Dre and Snoop was in there and Eminem pops up and now we on tour.
Yeah,
it's a
totally
whole different feeling, you know what I'm saying? And then as you can see, when we go all the way to Napalm, all the way to now, you can see the growth of what I am. And I think with Kingmaker, it was important to show that growth and show that, listen, I put in my 20,000 hours of being an artist, so now I'm going to give you everything that I have and do it at the best, highest level possible.
I think this is such an important project because a lot of the, I keep mentioning like the youth, a lot of, besides people that are just artists, but, people that are living in LA now or here in Phoenix that, are listening to today's hip hop, they may know your name or may know a song. Yeah. Now they really get to hear a body of work coming from you today.
Yes.
And I think that's just so important to the culture, man.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I really love this thing of ours. I love hip hop. It's saved my life. So I feel like I couldn't leave my legacy with my last album, Napalm, 2012.
Right.
I felt like I owe this to my people. I owe this to you guys. I owe this to the fans. I owe this to the DJs. The people that have been with me, the people that may only know me from Pimp My Ride, the people that may only know me from, video games or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like now is a chance for me to reintroduce myself in the best way possible. And I feel really, really, really strongly about this music. And so, the plan to roll out, we intend to do this from the grassroots approach, meaning, I built this whole album to do it live, to do it, in front of people. I'm not a lip syncer. I don't rap over my vocals. You about to get the real. You know what I'm saying?
So in other words, we're gonna get more shows.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, besides the one in Mesa tonight, we're gonna get more shows.
Yeah, I'm going straight from here to a tour bus, and you might see me in another year or so.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm out here.
You went on Instagram and you announced that Dre's on the album.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that record with Dre?
Absolutely nothing. You got to listen to the album.
March 28th. It comes out. I actually wanted that to be the answer.
Yeah.
Because
but let me tell you this. Okay, so the song is called "Leave Me Alone."
Oh, okay.
Right, and it's not just Dre on the song. It's me, Dre, Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh wow.
With Dre and Swiss Beats on production.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's Christmas.
Oh my God.
It's a smacker.
Dre and Swiss on the production as well with Ty Dolla $ign?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Overkill.
Oh yeah. Kingmaker's out March 28th. One thing I want to ask you, just a fun question. When you go to city, do you have a food like that you like to look for? I'm a food guy, so I gotta know for you. Maybe not specifically like this restaurant, this city, but more like I want to find the best chicken spot. I want to find the best, Mexican food. What is it for you?
I'm a steakhouse guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. What I'm saying, I can't do the I can't do the fried foods and the fast foods too often.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go off a deep end. So I try to eat clean. Right. So I'll go to steakhouse. I got the veggies, protein. A nice glass of wine. I'm good with that.
Dominic's. That's the one.
Yeah?
Here in Phoenix. Dominic's.
Well, when I come here, I go to stuff that we don't have there. Like
that makes sense.
I'll find like a Papa Do's or something
like
that.
You
know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Man, Xzibit, we appreciate you coming through the Power 98.3.
Yeah, man.
The fact that you said that you want to do more shows now.
Yeah.
When you announce the next Phoenix date.
Yes.
Please come back because I want to talk about the album in more detail.
Oh yeah.
After it's out.
Okay.
Legends of the Leaf Cannabis Cup in Mesa tonight. You're going to be there with a nice lineup. So for people that want to pop out and see you, they can do so there as well. Excited just to see you back here.
Man,
in the city.
come on, man. Let's burn it down. Come bring some backwoods. Come shush with your boy.
And a lot of energy. I know you bring a lot of energy to the stage.
My man Young D's in the house. Dimrick is in the house. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go up there and we tear it down together. You know, I feel good about it. You know, it's time to go.
Tickets still available for that, too. Xzibit in the building. J&J in the morning, Power 98.3, baby.
Yeah.